What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be playing a little bit of Minion Masters. Alright, I'm sure a few of you have heard about this game. It was free to play for a while. Now you can get it for like $5 or so. Where's it at? Yeah, $4.99. It's worth every penny in my opinion. It's got decent reviews. I don't know why they've gone down a little bit, but still good reviews. Clash Royale PC version. Yeah, okay. I can kind of see that. Still, though, onward to the game. Let's go. Alright. So, biggest thing with this game, just like any card game, is your deck. Have your deck right. Whenever you're building your deck, see, I already have one built here. I have a couple. I kind of tend to leave ones blank that I know I'm just never going to use, and build here and there. Trial and error. This game's all about trial and error. You have a slew of cards. They start you out with a bunch. I've been playing this for a little while. You got crafting. You can craft some cards. You can salvage the cards that you already have. The extras that you have, I'm sorry. And make more cards. Hey, see what they do by right-clicking them. And craft away. I'm not going to craft this because I think this card sucks. People use it. Not for me. Alrighty. Enough of this crazy shenanigans. Alright, then so let's build a deck. Okay, so building a deck. First thing you need to have is your weak cards. Without weak cards, you can't have anything to support your stronger cards. So, as an example, I'm going to build kind of a crappy little deck here. These are great. These Blood Imps, they hurt yourself. So let's right-click them and say, yeah, they hurt you when any damage that they take is done to you as well. But we're going to counter that. That's the key. The key, because these can be very, very OP. I actually kind of wish I had more of them. I don't use them in all my decks, but this mixed with something like a heal puff, and no, I'm not going to go through every single card today and bore you guys to death. But heal puff, when it's on a bridge, it heals its master by 25 health per second. So protect this thing at all cost and endlessly throw your Blood Imps. Okay, you can click this to link what you have selected. I don't want to link my current master to this, so. Black Hole is nice, but we're not going to be using it for this. These Scrat Packs, they're really, really weak. Some people use them. If I was using a different master, I'd say, yeah, go for it, use them. Definitely with these heal puffs. Everything in this game is about counters. So you have a really strong melee unit, and you throw up like a dragon whelp that's a flyer, or like these little scrats even. These are great for countering those little ground units that, well, not little, I should say large, giant ground units that are just going to wreck your day. Usually what people do, though, is they use them in combination of ranged in order to counter your counter. Make sense? Sure, why not? We're also going to throw some healing in there. Does it heals any friendly minions by 400? Yes, it's a healing fireball. It is exactly what it is. Heals anything. Alright, so we got our low units in here. Or low cards, rather. We got a couple spells. Because what we're going to do, let's see, this is saved, yeah, second one. Alright, there's a bunch of different heroes or masters, whatever you want to call them. This is the one I use the most. Apep. He is awesome for what we're going to do. He gains, he's got this basic attack, and for each card that costs 5 or more in his hand, he gains 35% attack speed. Well, most of our cards are going to cost 5 or more. We have our basic support cards that are going to cost less, but we're going to try to get as many 5 or more cost cards as possible. And that's going to be huge for our success with this deck. We got our counters in here. We know we can counter bigger units. Now, what people are going to do is counter those counters. So let's start at the 5 cost here. Divine Warrior's great. Let's place her in here as a placeholder. She gets a shield for 8 seconds, I believe. Yeah, she's immune to damage for 8 seconds. I might even end up crafting more of her just to get a whole bunch of them. She can be a little OP for counters, and it's perfect for it. Let's hold on to that. This is a legendary. It damages everything for like 100 damage, which kills most little ranged units or counters a lot of the meta right now where you just spam tons of little units. We may not use him right now. Whirly Scrat has always been great, but again, not over 5 mana. Annihilators, they're a must for this deck. They're 5 mana. They fit in perfectly with APEP. And they do AoE damage, and they're ranged. Great for countering our counter. So, these blue golems, extremely important. We're going to use all our wild cards. And what wild cards are, they allow you to put more than one card in the deck. So if I use all 3 right now, this is the most I can put in my deck. I can't put any more of any duplicates of anything else in my deck if I use all 3 just on this. But the chances of me getting this card are very high, so I'm going to be able to spam it as much as possible. Though, usually doing this with a high mana cost card is a little inefficient, and you want to do it with lower mana cost cards. So, the real efficiency would probably be to take out one of these blue golems and put in something like another Annihilator. A little more useful, counter to counter. But for this testing purpose, we're not going to. Let's just go hardcore and get as much damage as we possibly can. Alright, now because we're damaging ourselves, we have this red golem right here. When it's played, it just got nerfed, but it's still a great card. Actually, I was just saying nerfed, it got changed a little bit. It used to gain the health that you were missing. Whatever the missing health is that you had, it gained that health. So it made it crazy strong if you had like no health left. And then you could throw in your heal puff and heal yourself back up and damage yourself with the blood amps to get your health down. Vice versa, and just you can manipulate your own health. Great card. But it's still good. It still gains double health when it's bashed below the health. It's identical to this blue golem, but it's one of those like, oh crap, I'm doing bad. Let's throw in this card and really just throw him for a loop. And it can't be killed by Beam of Doom in one shot. So if they use it against it, I can technically heal this card again. Well, if I have the mana for it, I can heal it. I like to put a Demon Warrior in there. Now again, this doesn't leave us with a whole lot of counters. I'm really relying on... Because if they have scrap packs and just tons of those little units, it's going to eat these guys alive. However, my Annihilator is my counter. I'm kind of praying that I get this Annihilator card. So in all reality, because I have so many high unit cards, I'm going to take out a blue golem. I'm going to throw in another Annihilator. I need that counter, that safety net. Alright, so there's your deck. There's what we're doing. There's the cards. There's manifolds. Hey, why not use all these other cards? Don't need to. The deck just has to match what you're going to do. You have to have a goal. You have to have a win condition. And right now, our win condition is getting these blue golems right to their face. And our backup win condition is buffing this Demon Warrior and spawning it as many times as possible to a point where they just can't deal with it anymore. Because this thing gets ridiculous. It endlessly gets more and more powerful. Just read this card. Yeah, literally, it says it becomes more and more powerful. It gains 300 health and plus 30 damage whenever she's played over and over again. It just keeps stacking. So this card can just get so out of control that they can't deal with it. Especially if you go into a mana frenzy, which you'll see later. Hopefully, we got some games. I have a deck set up so that some of these games may take a little longer than normal. Some might last like a minute. It just really depends. There's some other cards that you could swap out technically. Let's see if I can find it here. It buffs all your units. Fireball's nice to have in your deck. I'm not going to use it. This is nice if we're going to aggro deck or rammer, because it just goes straight for buildings. These cards don't go straight for buildings. I want it to kill the units. I don't really care. Excuse me. Assassin's nice. I'm looking for something specific. If I can't find it, I'm just going to move on. Oh, well, yeah, just ignore me. We're going to move on. I know it was a 3 damage. Oh, there it is. Rampage. Rampage. So important. You can actually add this. I could take out probably one of the higher damage units with it. However, it's not above 5 mana. 5 mana is important to us because we're going to let them get some of their lower level units to our face, and we want that attack speed on our main hero or master or whatever you want to call them. Face. We want them to try and do face damage. Because the second they do, we're going to throw out a big unit and they're going to have to deal with it. Rampage is more for aggro decks. It can be used in his deck, it is very good, but it's technically not really necessary. So, we're going to leave it out. Hey, power tower, why not? I have a free power token. I'm skipping and spinning. Boring. Yeah, I have like a million of these. Okay. Go on. Let's find a match. Hopefully we can find one pretty quickly. I'm only silver 2 right now. I'm slowly climbing. They start you out in, like, wood. Literally, it's called wood.
It's Minion Masters time.
Okay.
Come to me, minions.
Okay. See, if I lay this one right away, he could spam his lightning. Do a throwaway unit. Another throwaway unit. Now we have bridge control. See if we can get that thing dead. We're probably not going to kill it. This thing's really, really strong. We're going to wait. So go face. Technically I can use QWER, but not for this. Distraction. That thing's dead. Alright. And patience. Just stay patient.
I told you I'm mighty.
Oh no, he's shooting me. Okay, I don't care. Alright, now he's got to deal with 2 of them. And this. See if we can get those buildings dead. Heal this. Let's heal our face. And we'll have bridge control again. There's our just in case factor. Our spam. Our counter to our counter. Ah, that laser was smart. I can't do anything really about that laser. It's going to kill my units, yeah. Fortunately, we're doing a lot of freaking face damage. And there's not a whole lot that he can do about it. We might win it right here. Oh, nope. He got it. Good for him. This stuff out of the way. Okay. And ready. Drop. Yeah, these will easily kill these units. They have so much health, it doesn't even matter. This is my counter right here. These little laser turrets. Huge counter to my build. So now we have to wait. I can spawn something far away, because this thing will slowly die in time. See, this is the problem with not having many units over 5. You needed those units over 5. Hopefully it doesn't kill that. There we go. I don't know what his plan is here, but he is spamming range units like crazy. Or should this thing keep on buffing? Alright, we need to get... Hey, see, we need that counter to this. just gonna eat this stuff alive. He's literally gonna eat that stuff alive. It's alright. See what we get, see what we get. Ah, that's helpful. We need these bridge controls. Otherwise he's gonna go Mana Frenzy, and he'll win with a Mana Frenzy. Most definitely win with a Mana Frenzy. Alright. Oh, that might mess that up. Just need bridge control. Don't care if those units die. It's tough, him having my direct counter. People don't use this very often. Very, very smart against me. Gonna try. Keep trying. He's in Mana Frenzy. And we are not. We are far from it. Yeah, look at that spam. Yeah, we are screwed. Well done on his part. I like his build. He has the XP. See, that's what he did. He built his XP so he could get Mana Frenzy as quickly as possible. Counter my counter. He was patient, waited, and won. Smart. Good build. He can copy his build, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win it. So, that's all. You've seen it. There are solo challenges. I've done them all, so there's not a lot to show you here. But they're all, even though it's an intro hard expert, they're really not that hard. You'll beat expert pretty easily. But I do recommend doing your solo challenges first. You learn all the cards. The cards are not just in your face, hey, what do they do? They kind of have an explanation. You have to right-click every single one of them, which is a little annoying. But it gives in-depth look on every single one, and you eventually get to the point where you just kind of memorize them. There's not tons of them out there. You always click crafting and see the ones you don't have. So the game is fair. I believe some people probably have a tougher time with this game. There's a draft mode, like anything else. It's kind of fun. Little random cards. It's a beta feature though. I mean, I really personally haven't used it a whole lot. Not very useful for me. But other than that, I think their shop's a little too expensive for what they have. 160 is a little bit too much money for 2 power tokens when it's only 1,000 for this gold, and you get a ton of gold, especially if you buy the special edition for like 20 bucks, or whatever it's called. But it's worth it because for a year you get like double gold and everything else, and yeah, it also includes your quests. So yeah. Well, that should be it for today, and please leave your comments and questions below, and I will try and answer them as quickly as possible, and please check out my other videos.